Welcome to Subramani. First, a general comment about the kind of comments which come to my YouTube channel, and then I will answer some of the specific ones. When you ask me personal questions, honestly, it's not going to elicit a reply. If you don't even reveal your name, custodian 1982. This is not a name, right? So these kind of names also irritate, so very unlikely that I'll reply to those queries unless the query is absolutely brilliant. Some questions have been fantastic. How do you get business ideas? How do you decide which company to buy and things like that? Some of those questions I will reply, but some of these questions are irrelevant. How many languages are you good at? Why? What is your net worth? And things like that. Of course, some have been very amusing, that saying, I want to marry your daughter and look after you in your old age. Boss, when I want a nurse, I will hire one. So don't worry, don't come here and apply. And my daughter, she's going to marry a person of her choice, not a person of my choice. So thank you very much. So now let me also some of the things I'll deal with them. So yes, thanks for your valuable insights. One second, and then I have to go down. So many people have asked which language is this. I've done videos in English, of course, is my regular one. I've done in Tamil, I've done in Hindi, I've done in Gujarati, I've done in Marathi. So these are the languages I'm proficient in, and I've made playlists for you if you want to hear me speaking in Tamil or Hindi or Gujarati, but they're not very popular, so I don't think I'm going to do it very regularly. But yes, occasionally you will see me doing in other languages also, but very few. Right, so Subrabhai, Bhau Saras, I enjoyed your Gujarati, thank you very much. I've lived in Ghatkopar, and Ghatkopar is technically a part of Gujarat, not a part of Maharashtra, so I'm not able to understand this language. Please guys, for heaven's sake, if there is one Tamil video which you can't understand, skip it, doesn't matter. I mean, I've done it already in English. Similarly, if there's one Gujarati video and you can't understand, skip it. Please don't suggest in which languages I should do, because I have decided that these are 3-4 languages, out of which English is the most popular. If I do an English video, I regularly get 4,000-5,000. Suddenly I'll get 1 lakh viewers. Suddenly I'll get 37,000 viewers. My highest is something like 1,40,000 views on that housing video which I had made. So I will continue to do this, but not too many. And if you can't understand that language, please skip it. Sir, unable to understand Hindi, please, fantastic, skip it, go to English. Those who can't understand English, it's a bad news, because 90% or 95% of my content is in English. He says try one in Marathi also, that's fine, thank you for the case study. Yeah, somebody saying I bought a car worth 8 lakhs, now I should have to earn 80 lakhs. Look, this is the general number that you should be working at. Like I said, the 3, 20, 30, 40 rule in buying a house. That's the ideal. It's not necessary, but at least you know what are the parameters to look for. That is the purpose. So then, and also please understand that I have audience which has a net worth of 100 crores. I have an audience, I know one person who reads my blog who has a net worth of 15,000 crores. Read my lips, 15,000 crores. Right? There are fund managers who track me, there are fund managers who follow me, there are companies which see me, and there are people who are earning about 1 crore a month, there are people earning about 1 crore a year, and there are people who will earn 1 crore in their lifetime. So all kinds of people exist, so I will be making videos for everybody, right? Very informative videos, thank you, Chintu Thomas, Varadaraj. Part and parcel of enterprise, I agree, we should be disclosed that they are voted. Yeah, about this voting by mutual funds, I'm not saying that every one of us can go and vote, but at least they should tell us how they voted. Do they say we will not vote for let's say re-election of anybody above the age of 75? Do they say that? Do they have a policy? Do they have some standards by which they follow that, or is it just that the management says ye vote karo and are they voting? We would like to know what is the procedure. That is what my aim was, right? Also the one where I was talking about the compounding story of Anne Scheiber. please understand, it is her money. It is she who chose how to live with it. So I meet people with completely different backgrounds. Somebody who was born very rich, somebody who has struggled to reach there. Each person's attitude towards money is very different. So don't get into what is the point in creating wealth if you're not going to use it. That's her way of enjoying life, right? So somebody may be doing that. Somebody may think, oh, if I want the money, I have to spend everything before I die. There are people who believe that the check issued to the undertaker should bounce because he can't do anything to you, right? That's not the purpose. The purpose is you earn money, it's your right. You can go and buy a camera, you can go and buy alcohol, you can go and take a vacation, you can decide to give everything in charity, you can live frugally. Anything that you want to do, it's your money, it's your choice. So please don't get into this value judgment saying what is the use and all that. That is how Anne Schreiber decided to use her money. Remember, she was a Jew, and that was a time when Jews were persecuted. Jews were not, people were not very happy dealing with them. This woman did not get a promotion. She had a law degree. Can you see how she was persecuted? And therefore she believed in it so hard that she gave all this money to a not very well known but Jewish university for Jewish women. She had so strong belief that somebody needs to help them, so she gave that money. It's, I think, a fantastic attitude. That's her attitude. Don't get into right, wrong. Don't get into advising Warren Buffett that, oh, you should be spending more money, you should be buying a bigger house, you should be driving a Ferrari. He knows what he's doing, right? He is doing what he wants to do, how he lives, what he does. He has a choice of doing whatever he wants. It does not mean he will do whatever he wants. He will do whatever he wants. He will not do whatever you want. That's the problem, right? So don't have a mentality that you will decide what others should do with their money. That's not your problem, not your prerogative, and believe me, she's anyway dead. So now don't pass value judgments on that. Then there is somebody, Himanshu Sabrawal, who says rich people invest everywhere, not just in equities, just that poor only save. The example only says that she should have enjoyed the compounding besides being philanthropic. Was her choice. She had fun in giving it in philanthropy. That's her thing. So don't get into what people should do, and don't get into saying, I know what people do. People invest in other asset classes. Really? I can show you 200 crore portfolio where with 90% in equity, right? So there are all kinds of people. So don't get into value judging others, right? Again, Classic Fitness. Look at this name, Classic Fitness. I don't feel like replying to it, so I'll skip it. What is her what foolishness? Awesome analysis. I read about Anne, but you contextualized, right? So you have to decide what you want to do in your life. Will you have 40 years, 50 years, 80 years of compounding? Will you want to spend? You want to live a balanced life? You say, oh, my children are earning themselves, so I want to live well. So whatever it is, I have nothing for or against, but you should know what are your goals and you should achieve them. So write down your goals and achieve them, right? So that's why this book on You Can Be Rich Too, with your own goal-based investing. Your goal, your asset class. You want to keep the money for 30 days, you have to put it away in a liquid fund. You don't have too much of a choice. You have money for 30 years. Yes, you can afford to put it in equity. You can put it in, I mean, maybe tomorrow if there is a fund which is a fund of funds of bitcoins, I'll happily put, because I don't understand this. I want my fund manager to be able to understand it and manage. Perfectly all right if I lose money. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to invest in Bitcoin. Therefore, I would choose that fund, right? So, high credit debt fund, you can put in emergency fund, and parents in India are unrealistic about what children want. Fine, but at least talk to them. Right, parents should know what you want. If you are settled down in US and you are not interested in that nice big palatial house in the country, could be Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi, Pune, Shivaji Park, anywhere, it doesn't really matter, and you're not interested, tell them that you're not interested. They will not know, they will leave it to you. And so tell them, leave it to a charity, leave it to a first cousin, leave it to your sister. It doesn't matter. You don't want it. So at least make that very clear that you don't want it, right? What is the risk in covered call? I'm not going to talk about covered call, so that's out. I'm thinking of starting a restaurant. Very good, all the best. Once upon a time, ITC was also a startup. in Calcutta in 1911 with a few thousand pounds of capital. It never raised additional equity, and zero. Zomato, Paytm and delivery have rubbish business and no entry barriers and no cash flow. I will violently disagree with this, because it is not that ITC would not have had problems, but ITC has a huge protection today that no new tobacco or cigarette company can come in. So that's a huge moat available for them. So does Zomato have a good Paytm, good model? Does Paytm have a good model? I don't know, but there are many people who have believed and put their money into those businesses, right? So whether it is right, wrong, good, bad, ugly, we'll know when the market decides to throw them out. Market will decide to throw them out on the basis of price, but suddenly if the results are good and the price goes up, which means something is right with the model, right? So we won't be able to guess into it. I don't have the capability of talking about the Zomato model or the Paytm model or anything. I don't mind looking at some of these investments with a calmer mind if I understand the business. I have not understood the business, but I do like Zomato. I have recently put in some money into Zomato. I am not recommending this. I could be making a loss, very big loss. But well, I have done it. That's what I thought I should tell you before I finish this video. What are the online food delivery is a rubbish business in India. I think this is a ridiculously wrong thing to say, that because a lot of people are ordering from home. A woman who comes back at 11 p.m. after finishing a second shift needs to have food. She orders at 11 p.m. with the safe, secured house. She can collect the food parcel. You can just, if you don't trust the guy enough, you can say just leave it outside and go, because you've already made the payment, right? So I think it's a very nice, secured way of getting food in the night, especially for a young family. If the woman does not want to dress up and take the kids and go out to eat, ghar mein manga lo. I think it's a good business model. Let's see how the whole thing works out. Multi-baggers chalk, addicted to your videos, nice analysis, good content, keep a diary, and just invest in 3 flexi cap funds. I think that's enough. That's long enough already. Thank you.